My name's Ed Deytrickh. I'm a mechanical engineer working for SPT Labtech. What I do is design and invent new technologies and machines for scientific companies, and they'll use them to help them discover new medicines. I tend to do a fair bit of CAD work, so that's design on the computer. There'll be a lot of discussion and presenting to colleagues different ideas and plans for new developments. But actually, predominantly, I tend to do a lot of testing in the lab, experimentation, taking bits that I've designed, build them onto rigs, build them into machines, and see how they perform. And then, as a result of that, there's a lot of troubleshooting and diagnosis when things inevitably don't go right or need fixing. I've worked at SPT Labtech for nearly 6 years, and the highlight of that really has been the last few years when I've been working on a product called Arctic. This is a -80°C storage system which stores biological samples such as blood and tissue in small vials, and we store them and keep track of them for when they need to be taken out again for experiments. So when I was young, my idea of engineering was always the sort of heavy, dirty end of engineering, so a lot of automotive, ships, railways, wind turbines and things. And I never really knew that this sort of industry existed until I came to Cambridge and was looking around at the companies here. But I was really surprised that engineering touches absolutely every part of our lives. Whatever you look at, there's been involvement from engineers and designers, and a huge amount of thought has had to go into that. In terms of skills, I think problem solving is probably the number one thing. So every day you're challenged with new problems that seem impossible to solve at first, but through breaking them down logically and tackling it step by step, you nearly always find a way through it. Communication's another really important one. So being an engineer is all about having ideas and being able to either put them onto paper, put them into a drawing so they can be made, or even just communicating them to management, who ultimately will have to sanction projects that you want to undertake. I'd say go for it. You can do almost anything you want in it. You can go into almost any industry you can think of. And with a huge variety of backgrounds, you can either do what I did and go through the sort of more academic route through university, or go through the sort of vocational route via apprenticeships and enter it that way. It's also really easy to transfer between different parts. So I know people who have started as an apprentice machinist in a workshop and gone on to do more of the design side of stuff. Equally, I know people who have gone the other way, become a designer and realised actually they like to get their hands dirty and be tinkering with machines and transferred the other way. So you really can't make a mistake if you go down engineering.